If you're looking for quality designs, look no further than Bradley Shaw Designs. Bradley Shaw Designs can design anything from wraps, banners, posters, promotional items, and more. Bradley Shaw Designs is the exclusive digital graphics partner of the Renegade Monster Truck Tour and Routine Motorsports. If you're looking for more information, please check out www.bradleyshawdesigns.com.
This isn't your typical motorsports podcast. You're listening to Crush This, a monster truck podcast presented by High Octane Coffee and J Concepts. A show where we take you inside the minds of your favorite drivers, past and present, of the monster truck industry. And now, your hosts, Brad Shaw and Dan Chichagash. Buckle in. The show starts now.
And welcome to a brand new episode. What the heck, Cheech? What the heck was that, dude? I never know how you're going to start the podcast. I don't. It's a surprise every time. How's it going, everybody? My name is Brad Shaw, also known as the Monster Truck Knucker. Welcome back to another episode of Crush This Live. Oh, he's playing the writer. And with me, as always, has been my co-host, my sidekick for the last 6 years of doing this podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the man with the plan, the man of the hour, Mr. Dan Chichagash.
Yeah. Well, this was an SMRA episode, so go to sleep.
It's ASMR.
Whatever.
So, Cheech, how's everything been? How is your car crush in Ocala, Florida this last weekend?
Car crash in Ocala went pretty good. It was me and Mark, and it was weird at first because the dealership that we did the car crash with sponsored the Ocala Monster Truck Show that Jimmy Creda and them were hosting over there in Ocala, Florida, and Tampa, Florida. So, so that Thursday, Jimmy's two trucks were there on display at the dealership. We get there Thursday night. Basically, they're loading up. We're unloading. And so there was like a bunch of intertwining going on. And but outside of that, we got done with the car crush, and everything turned out pretty good. Got back to the shop, but tomorrow morning we're heading to Dartmouth, Massachusetts, for a for a display, and gonna be doing that there. I think Friday and Saturday, and so for Thanksgiving, I'll be in Massachusetts for Thanksgiving. So, gotta do what we gotta do. So anyway, but outside of that, want to thank High Octane Coffee, Joe Sylvester, J Concepts, Fred and Jason over there. They could have been at the show if they wanted to. They could have stopped by, but they had some carpet racing type deal. So whatever, Raminator, one time a deal, carpet racing, whatever. Bat Channel Productions, Dick Davis. It was pretty cool seeing the interview that he had with Brad. Also doing all that crazy stuff that's going on with the Renegade Monster Truck Tour. Cool footage, awesome to see. Also JB Scale Graphics. They do designs for Obsessed, Bad Habit, Bigfoot, Against the Grain. Also, hopefully, maybe Hurricane Force, RC racing stuff, and also Bradley Shaw Designs. If you don't want your stuff done, don't go to Brad. Anyway, I'm just kidding, Brad. Go to Brad. He has some awesome stuff, and I tell you what, he's been rocking it out. with the Renegade Tour, maybe more to come. So, is there any other projects in the work you could talk about, Brad? That it's maybe a little bit different, or maybe other.
I've been doing some iRacing stuff. I'm finally at a rookie oval class in iRacing, so finally I can race the ARCA cars. So I'll be making a paint for that. Trying to do some other stuff. Trying to hopefully branch out for 2021. I want to hit it big in 2021 and try some new projects and new things. So continuously working with the Renegade Tour and some other people as well. And I just want to say this at the beginning of the episode. I always say at the end of the episode, but I want to, make a point with this. Just because with here in Alberta, we're going under another kind of a lockdown. Check up on your friends and family, everybody. Mental health is very important. I know for myself, my mental health, I'll be honest, hasn't been great lately. I've been going through a bit of a rough time myself. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to lie. I am not lying on that. So just check up on your friends and family. Make sure they're doing okay. It's very important, especially in the time where you are right now. Please, especially with Thanksgiving. Sometimes people may be going alone in Thanksgiving for you guys in the United States there, as we already had ours last month. Just again, check up on your friends and family. Make sure everybody's doing good, staying safe and healthy. So I just wanted to
right on. Yeah, Thanksgiving's Thursday. Also, I guess we gotta give a shout out to Mike Crumford and the old USHRA page. I do post some of the stuff with the old school mentality shows. So I posted on your page, Mike, because it involves the trucks that you're focused on. Maybe next time I won't put the new Britney girl and Zombie on your old United States hot rod. And maybe I should put Kid Rarick on Monster Truck Dead and Now. Come on, you knucklehead. Gosh, every single time you come around, it feels like you lose a finger.
Also, and Isaac, my back's doing better. Thank you very much. And Levi, that's so true. But Cheech, let's get into our guest. And this is a guest that we've had on our audio.
Like one of our first episodes.
Yeah, which hopefully I'll be able to find the hard drive that it's on when I moved to my apartment in January. I don't know where it went.
I got my phone. There's my phone.
Yeah, I looked to see if it was in our archive, but it wasn't. But I'll try to find that hard drive, guys. It was one of our very first episodes. And Cheech, why don't you introduce our guest?
Oh, my goodness. This guy, I call him a good friend. Done many shows with him during pretty much a lot of monster truck shows. Helped a big part of Tim and the Storm Damage racing team, and I need to get Tim on too. That guy's pretty cool. I get him on pretty soon. But this guy, cool cat, rocked it out with the Hurricane Force, and during first quarter also represent Team Earthshaker. It's Mr. Steve Thompson Jr.
And the crowd goes wild. How's it going, Steve?
Oh my goodness! Oh, we're doing good, man. Doing good. Dealing with this COVID going on, and it's been a long while since our first time we had talked to you on our interview. Actually, I think when we had you, you were also starting your career too, but a lot of things have catched up, and I guess what we could do is we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, how you've been dealing with the COVID-19, since shut down in the beginning of March, and how you've been handling this whole fiasco.
Yeah, it's been a mess, that's for sure. But we were actually out in Albuquerque, New Mexico, getting ready for a show when they caught us, canceled everything. So obviously we went back home here to Maryland and kind of sorted the mess out, first quarter, got the two race trucks 100% good to go, went through them completely, basically did the first quarter prep to them. After that, we pulled the third truck in, same thing, went through that whole thing, touched up the paint. I mean, put the fine tune coat there, pretty much we, I don't want to say worked our way out of a job, but, we pretty much all fixed and worked on everything we possibly could. Pretty much all came to the point where it was, it was time to step away for a minute, take a break. Went and got a real job, actually. That's what I call it, at least. So I'm a mechanic now, doing some heavy equipment work, things like that. We're still doing the monster truck stuff on the side when we can, with if we ain't got to miss work, that's better. But if we do, it's just kind of a day thing here, and go racing, then come back and do the 9 to 5 kind of life.
So, when COVID first hit and you got the news that everything was getting shut down, what was your first reaction? You were like, oh man, this sucks. Or were you kind of somewhat excited to be able to, get some downtime with the family? Or what was your mentality when it first hit?
At first I was a little, I want to say bummed out. I was upset. First quarter was, in a sense, it was over. We were having a good year. It started out a little slow, but we kept getting progressively better and better every weekend. But then, at the same time, I was happy. We've been on the road for 3 months now. Haven't been able to see home. We can FaceTime the loved ones and whatnot, but it's not the same, But, to be able to be home now, and it's nice, I get to spend time with my kids, my wife, my family. But at the same time, we're sitting here, we're itching, man. We need to get back in that truck, need to go get some air, get that adrenaline pumping. But it's unfortunate thing, but we got to sit back, wait, and get this virus over with so everyone can be healthy.
So, I mean, you guys did some shows off and on during the summertime, and I think we lost service on Steve.
Nope. Oh, maybe. No? Oh, yeah.
There he is. He's back. Okay. So you did some shows off and on this summer, and one thing I thought was pretty cool is this new chassis that you have. It's just like the Fell trucks. Same thing with Jamie and all them. Compared to the other chassis that you ran, which was no.
We might have lost him. Oh, we lost him. Okay. Oh, wait. Is he back? Oh, he's back.
Sorry about my gosh. I was like, oh no. What was the last thing you heard before?
I heard you talking about the new chassis.
Yeah.
And then I was about, I guess, the comparison of the old chassis compared to this new one.
Right. Because the one that you had previously, you guys did a bunch of changes to it to update it, and then it was updated to run that. But then you got this one. So you ran both trucks hard to a point where both of them were very competitive and won a lot of races. What was the extreme difference between the two?
Actually, we'll back that up a little bit. The older chassis, the silver one, which is now currently silver, it started out as a J&B chassis. It's pretty much a copy of somewhat of a Patrick. It's the same idea, I guess. We kind of changed a little bit of things from Patrick's ideas. The shock towers are different. A couple other things. We later on added 38 foot of tubing in that truck. Went third frame rails. We actually moved the motor forward 8 inches. So that kind of helped us on the wheelies, got it from being so tail heavy to now we're a little bit more nose heavy. So there we were able to freestyle and race better, because we weren't landing on the rear as much. That truck was an awesome truck. I'd still drive it any day. I love that thing. But jumping in this new truck, it's like getting out of an old 1970 truck and jumping in this nice new Cadillac. This thing is incredible. The motor sits more forward and lower, so it's got a better center of gravity. The axles we went the good way on this truck. We put the heavy duty Overson axles on this thing. Got some really good housings under it. The shocks are actually bigger accumulators compared to the old truck. We got 26s and 30s on this truck, where the old truck we only had 26s all the way around. So obviously the truck lands better. Just everything about this truck handle is 100% different. I actually had to pretty much teach myself to drive again. From my old driving style to this driving style. The new truck is it's completely capable of so much more. But Eddie Micah, he builds some awesome chassis. Like you said, Jamie has one, Cole runs one, myself. There's a handful of them out there now, and it's only going to get better.
it seems like Eddie's chassis are the industry standard right now. Like you guys mentioned, Garner has one of them, Matt Cody. What makes like his chassis kind of the industry standard? Like let's say the Metal Shop or Patrick. Is it just because what makes his chassis kind of the I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
You're asking two questions at the same time, Brad. You just asked the same question twice.
I didn't mean to. It's been a long day.
You do that a lot. He's asking why is his chassis the standard of the monster truck world?
I guess the way he builds them, they're very close to a fell chassis, like you were saying, but Eddie's has a little bit more to him. He's seen where the damage has come from this crash or that crash. He knows where the support should go. Therefore, I don't want to say it's a better chassis than anyone else, but it's, my opinion, this truck has proved itself. I actually under-rotated a backflip in Houston last fall, and, from falling, I'd say 30 foot out of the sky straight to my nose, it sucked it up pretty good. I had a little bit of damage, but compared to any other trucks, I've seen trucks, just crinkle and crumble more or less, from under rotating backflips. So it's all in how you build them. And Eddie, he's an incredible fabricator, incredible builder. And man, if you're going to build a truck, I'd call Eddie up. That's for sure.
One thing I noticed about when I talked to Eddie at Bloomsburg this year, because he was there, he wanted to check out Joey's truck because obviously that's his chassis on Joey's new truck. And he was telling me that even if you part your storm damage, Jamie's overboard, and Joey's bad habit, even though he made those three chassis are completely different. Absolutely.
Joey's is newer. So, my truck to Jamie's truck to Joey's truck, he's learning, like I said, my truck, it may be the older one. But, from my truck to Joey's truck, he's seen where improvements can be made. What can we thicken up? What can we, what can we put in this gusset here to make that not happen? And it's like you said, he's constantly just, growing on his builds, getting them better, stronger. And it's incredible. It is, like you said, these trucks are within 2 years apart, and you can go through them and you can see the differences. It's awesome.
So you mentioned that you between the two trucks, you had to change your driving style. What was the biggest thing you had to change between the two chassis to get used to your new one?
This new truck, you got to learn how to wheelie. You just can't go up and hit second gear and floor it. You're not going to get a wheelie like that in this truck. You really got to, as you're coming to the cars or the pod or whatever it may be, you almost got to hit your front brakes to get the front end, the dive down to get it to really settle itself, and then you mat it. It's just the way the motors are, where they're located at, everything. It just, like you said, it's a big difference. The way the truck races, it's not as top heavy. So in the corners, you can really get on it and make it slide through the corner, and you're a lot faster that way. Where in freestyle, this truck here is just bonsai it, man. Just hit it as hard as you can, as hard as you want, and this thing's going to settle itself out. And at the end of the day, you're good to go.
But we also can talk about more about, Eddie's chassis was pretty good, but like you said, you guys didn't cut corners on this truck. You, got the best shocks that you can get, the best housings, axles, corners, basically a truck that can handle stadium shows, but then you can handle arenas and fairs and stuff like that. Right. And I did a few shows last year with you at Nashville, and I know we did Nashville. Did we do
I believe.
Huh?
I think you guys were in Kansas City also.
Yes. Yeah, because we were sitting next to you guys. You were neighbors. We were rolling neighbors. But I seen how that truck, you have run that truck pretty dang good for racing and freestyle. Yeah, that good freestyle run in Nashville. But still, I mean people for a while you had that Earthshaker body. I know you as driving Storm Damage, but to some people outside of taking a look at the rims of your truck, a lot of people thought that was a regular Feld truck.
Right.
You know, but still, I mean, outside of that, it was still Tim's truck, and you driving it, working on it, but you drove the wheels off that thing.
Oh yeah, like I said, this truck it's built for it. You know, this truck is I've abused this thing so bad, and like I almost feel bad. You know, it's at the same time, it's like I said, Eddie has proven his point there and how we can build a truck. It takes the abuse. You know, at the end of the day, you know, we go out there, we want to put on the best show we possibly can for the fans. The damage, it's possible. We know that. You know, it's like NASCAR. They want to win, but the crash could be possible. You know, just how bad is it? You know, like at the end of the day, though, it's all about the fans and making them happy. And, you know, it doesn't matter if you got Earthshaker, Hurricane Force, Bigfoot, whatever on the side of the truck, you're still going to go out there and you're going to do what you can. And like I said, you're going to put on the best show.
Actually, speaking of Earthshaker, we got a comment from Kyle Seasock saying that Earthshaker body sucks.
You know, it wasn't, I don't mind that body, but it is a pain to mount. You know, it's, I think 10, 13 pieces or something like that. But the hardest part about that thing is the bedside. You know, there's really no good way you can make a solid body mount without doing actual structural damage to the chassis if you crash. So you got to make them strong, but you got to make them lightweight and where they can, you know, fold away if need to, you know, but it definitely is. It's not a fun body, but it's a cool body to run. People love that thing.
All right, hold on. Let me take a break here. Look at the evolution of facial hair. Brad looks like, I don't know. Mine, it looks like a porn stash that just added to, and then you got you over here where it's like nice, thick, like Chris Stapleton type. You get a guitar in your hand and
give me a cowboy hat.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. I'm attempting. I'm follically challenged. I am attempting. I'm almost 30 years old and I still can't grow it. It doesn't grow in the middle. It grows on the side.
You know who's another Canadian that has really bad facial hair?
Who?
And I'm gonna bash on him. Sidney Crosby. So I mean,
Sidney Crosby sucks.
You wouldn't say that if he's on your hockey team. But anyway, he doesn't have facial hair right here. Everything else good right there.
Old to grow facial hair up there, I guess.
Isaac Ankrum in the chat there. That one's funny. Should we put that one up?
We have people on.
Yeah, but if you see it, you see it.
I was trying to get a Fu Manchu and get my own version of the Dennis Anderson handlebar mustache.
There you go.
But then I was like, I like my goat chin. So
okay. Who do you think has had the best facial hair in monster trucks?
Man,
Dennis.
I'd almost say Andy Brass.
Oh, and Andy Brass.
Gene Patterson.
Yeah.
See, no, there's a thing there, Brad. See, Team Bigfoot has that same mustache. It just they rip it off and give it to another guy while they disappear. So when Andy's in an interview, that's the same mustache as what Gene has, and that's the same mustache that Bob has. It chameleons and goes back to the next person.
But then you have Jim Kramer with just the epic beard.
Yeah. He has his
that's where the power of Bigfoot 4 comes from. The beard.
And the mustache. See, Andy Brass's mustache was from Jim Kramer's beard. That's why I gave him the power to run at Louisville and catch up with Carolina Crusher to take the win and win the 1990 championship.
That's gotta be it.
It has to be. But what got you started working on that thing? That thing took a while. It looks like
it did a little bit. You know, I hate being clean shaved. You know, so I always had somewhat of a beard, I guess you can say, during first quarter. Then, you know, once the longer this shutdown went, it's like, man, I don't see any shows coming up, so we're just going to let it grow. And you know, it's been a good idea so far, I guess. You know,
you just gonna let it rip if we get back in gear. I think you just let it rip.
We're gonna let it rip. We're gonna have to clean it up a little bit. We're gonna let it go.
See, all you need now is just a mullet and you're set.
Yeah. I actually had some longer hair than I thought about it, but then I was like, it's a kind of a bad idea, I think. But yeah, well.
Well, at least it's fun. I mean, at least it's wintertime, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, wintertime. I mean, obviously, a good friend drives the old red truck, Jeffrey Fielding. He had some facial hair, too. You know what I mean? That guy's a riot. That was fun.
He's a good set.
Then Isaac saying, "It's okay. I'm not as gifted as you guys."
Want to send you some Miracle Grow or something.
Yeah.
No, I just need to just try to staple on.
What's behind you, Brad?
My girlfriend's cat.
Oh, well, why don't you put that on your face?
Get away from there, hey. Oh, jerk.
Oh, hey, don't call that cat jerk. He doesn't know.
So getting back on topic here. So you know,
we never have a topic, Brad.
No, not really. So let's talk about, you know, when you first started driving Earthshaker, you know, when you got the call to, you know, run the identity, and was that because, you know, that they've done that over the last couple of years, like, you know, they did it with Lindsay Ratu. She drove El Toro Loco for a season and stuff like that. Is that a hard thing to, you know, deal with? I know like they pay for the body and stuff like that, but is that a hard thing to deal with, being an independent, not being able to run your own name?
I don't want to say a hard thing to deal with, because I mean, you can definitely, you know, you play your cards right, you can still get your name out there. You know, a lot of people did, you know, come through Pit Party like, oh, you know, you drive Hurricane Force, you used to, you know, and yeah, it's pretty cool there. But at the same time, you know, you look at it, it's a double-edged sword. You know, it's cool to run their bodies. You know, obviously they get a little bit more attention, which is cool. You know, it's a different. It's not just a pickup body, you know, it's something 3D. But at the same time, like I said, you know, you think about it at the end of the day, you know, I went out there and did this amazing freestyle, you know, that'd have been so much cooler if Hurricane Force was on the side of this truck. But, you know, at the end of the day, though, it's you're still the driver, you know, you're known for Earthshaker, you're known for Zombie, or, you know, Hurricane Force, whatever the truck may be. So, I mean, it's, you know, it's, like I said, it's a double-edged sword there, but it's pretty cool. You know, I really enjoyed it, and you know, hopefully we get to do more of it. You know, it's a cool thing, that's for sure.
But you have to be doing something that those guys don't pick just a random truck to go, hey, we want that body on that truck. You have to be doing something good. I'm dying.
COVID.
But I'll send some over your way, Brad, with the eggnog they got to drink. Anyway, you know, you had you turn heads, and the Orlando freestyle where you place second. I think it was Orlando, and I think, was that the same freestyle that Neil did the 3 save deal, or I don't know.
That was actually a different year, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
But you know, just to have Dennis and Ryan there, and I placed second place, man. I won a stadium in my eyes. You know, that was absolutely incredible. I was on top of the world there, but. You know, it's like you said, you definitely got to be doing something to get their attention. They don't just, you know, pick this guy here and let's put a body on him and see how he does. You know, you got to be stepping your game up every weekend. You know, like I said, you know, they're towards the end of the career of the old chassis. When I was in it, you know, I really started focusing on my racing. You know, I was always a freestyle guy, but you know, the more you look at it, anyone can freestyle. Anyone can hit this ramp as hard as they want, and you know, see what happens. But racing, there's technicality behind it. You got to be on your game. You got to know your turns. You got to know your ramps. You got to know your truck, you know, how it's going to work. So like you said, you know, you got to be turning heads. You got to be making some kind of impression for them to pick you to run this truck. So it's almost, you know, it's an honor in a sense, you know, you're doing something, you know, it's a good feeling, you know, it's an accomplishment.
So, you know, with the last couple of years, you know, the stoppies, nose wheelies, the poppers, that's kind of become, you know, what are the industry standards and like the 2-wheel stuff. What's your opinion on them? You know, have you attempted any? Like, I really didn't watch a lot of first quarter myself, but like, what's your whole opinion on the whole kind of tricks that they're busting out these days?
I think it's a little ridiculous myself, but at the same time, it's really cool. You know, you get the, you know, I want to say ridiculous, you know, because these trucks, you're not supposed to do that with a 12,000-pound truck. You know, that's unheard of. You know, if you're on your front tires, it's because you're in a crash and you're trying to throttle out of it. But you know, I've tried my bicycles. I really enjoy them. You know, I've got some really good ones where we got on the complete sidewalls and been able to pull out of it. You know, I've gotten some good moonwalks. I shouldn't say moonwalks, but, you know, some stoppies. Been able to walk the truck a little bit. Haven't really played too much with it. But it's one of them things, you know, it's seat time. You practice it more and more every weekend. Obviously, you're going to get better at it. So it is pretty cool. You know, it's it's definitely a change up, from say 8 trucks going out there and hitting a stack of cars and doing the same, sky wheelie. It's good to change it up here and there and maybe pop one of them out, but to watch a truck on the front tires walking across the stadium and on the sidewalls, man, it's incredible. You get to hear the crowd's reaction. It is a cool thing, but at the same time, you gotta be cautious there, because you could tear your truck up bad and be able to not make the show.
So we're going to go a little bit of a different route here and talk about that the current identity of Hurricane Force. I saw it at the Hall of Fame. You guys debuted it. Let's go back. Whose idea was it? What was the story behind the modern, kind of like what they did with Black Stallion last year, with the old look and the modern truck with Matt Cody's chassis? But who came up with the idea? Because I know you and Tim are huge old school fans. You guys love the old school monster trucks, and so do I. Brad, no, and we just kidding.
Hey,
Brad likes the 90s stuff. He's defending
Penda's
himself.
old school. Penda's old school.
I follow Penda too, Brad. Ain't now different. Anyway, what got you guys to think about it, and what took you guys the process of like the flags and the decals and stuff like that? I'm talking like Brad. How did it start?
Actually, Tim's a big Chevy guy. He's not so much a Ford guy. So that's where, he come up with the square body idea. And, we wanted to do something for the Hall of Fame. We weren't sure what it was going to do. We didn't even know we were going to take a truck. But to back it up a little bit, we were actually in Mexico a couple years ago talking about, there was a couple of us, Darren Migas and Swanson's, and a couple of us standing around talking about old pickups we really liked. And, we got talking about the old Fords. I love the old Fords. And, Swanson and I, we got talking, and dude, I love them things too. They actually had a 70 something out there at their place. They were making into a Baja truck. And I have my grandfather's 1970 pickup that I'm actually restoring, doing a frame off, resto on it. So I was always, a huge fan of them. And just so happens we like the same body style, the 68 to 70s, 72, that was our styles. And, I got talking. I said, man, I'd love to make one of these bodies. That'd be so cool. You don't see them out there, Next thing I know, Tim Mente and Rick Swanson's on the phone talking to one another. And, somehow this pickup shows up and goes down to Trey Meyer's house. And next thing you know, we got a body sitting there. And, we wanted to debut this body for first quarter, but it's like, this is the Hall of Fame. This is where all the old school stuff is. This is where all the, the projects, I guess you want to say, get debuted. And we got talking like, dude, let's make a badass looking body. Let's put it on this truck. Let's take it out there and debut it there. And we were actually on our way to Canada, I believe it was. So I got on the phone with Trey, the painter, and hey, dude, we got about 3 weeks. You think we can make this happen? And Trey loved the idea, so we got an idea. I threw out some paint colors that I thought was going to look pretty cool. We got the body. It looked amazing. It still does. And then we got a little carried away. We need to get the F550 badge. Oh, man, that looks really cool. We need to get the Ranger XLT badge. We got that. All right, now we need to get the chrome trim, So we started doing that kind of thing. Next thing you know, we got some mirrors sitting there from LMC. We got cav light. We got all kinds of things there. Get all the lights working. We get it on the truck. Like, man, this thing would look really cool with a triple double roll bar. Where this pops up at, but there's a triple double roll bar sitting there with 5 KC lights. Like, man, the KC lights are there. We got to make them work. So we, sat there, and Paul Strong and I, we wasted a good day and a half taking about 14 KC lights apart to make 5 work. But it paid off. It looked really good. And then, we got to step back. We look at the truck and like, man, we need some old school badges. The camel racing. That's old school. That's kind of where it started. So we got the camel badge, or the sticker made up, then it's.
Oh.
No! That echo.
I think he's back right away.
Yep.
Oh, you're back.
But anyway, we got the camel stickers. We got ESPN made up because that was one of the coolest, the most. I don't want to say the first, but it was one of the first few broadcast stations that did, that put monster trucks on there. And then we got looking at it. It's like, man, we got the camels. We got ESPN style. We need to get we need to get Penda in there. We need to get TNT Motorsports. So I actually called up Chris Bose in there at 6B Apparel, told him my idea, and within, I'd say, a week, we had a TNT Motorsports flag sitting there, custom made. Like, man, this thing looks awesome. But, you know, it was kind of a tribute to my childhood, I guess you can say. You know, the tribute to all the old school guys there at the Hall of Fame. You know, it was just a cool deal, you know, and be able to go in there and park it beside trucks like Terminator and, you know, Awesome Kong and Taurus and Equalizer, man. It was a cool feeling, you know. It looked like an old school truck, but it had the new truck features, you know.
So let's talk a little bit old school stuff. So, you know, what kind of truck, like what trucks, what drivers did you watch? You know, USHRA, like who did you watch back in the day?
You know, I watched monster trucks, period. That was my Saturday routine. It didn't matter what was on TV. You know, as far as trucks and, you know, trucks, I always liked the USA one, the Dodge Barefoot, you know, the Wildfoot, Bigfoot. That thing was incredible looking. Man, I don't even know. There was just so many trucks that really, you know, got me. If it was a monster truck had big tires on it, I was a fan of it. It didn't really matter, honestly.
I was about to say you were in a good area for monster trucks during the Hagerstown Speedway. You weren't that far away from Bloomsburg.
Right.
You know, you're not that far away from anywhere in Virginia and whatnot. And still, I mean, you know, I don't know if I could say spoiled, but you got some good monster truck action going back in the day.
You know, and actually, you know, Mikey Vaughters Jr., that was one of my best friends. I consider him still a really good friend. And, you know, we met in the first grade, became really good friends, and realized, oh, dude, your family's farm butts up right beside my family farm. So we started hanging out there, you know, riding bicycles, hanging out, causing mischief, you know, like a bunch of 5-year-olds. And, you know, it was one of them things that kind of dawned on me, like, man, you got monster trucks here. That's cool, you know? So every time Hagerstown Speedway would come in, you know, it wasn't like it is today. You know, when you didn't go straight to the track and get your truck ready, you went to the local guy's house, hung out, had a barbecue. So, I mean, I remember Dennis Anderson coming in with his old black Peterbilt. I remember Taurus coming in on the flatbed. Just so many monster trucks coming through town to get repaired or whatever it may be. So I was always, you know, got the phone call and asked my mom to go take me up. So there I was hanging out, and, you know, it was a dream come true. You know, you get to see these trucks on TV. Now I'm standing in Vaughters' garage looking at this thing, you know. So we got lucky there too.
So, you know, you mentioned, you know, ESPN being, you know, one of the first kind of stations to broadcast monster trucks. You know, besides ESPN, who do you think had, you know, awesome coverage? Like my favorite, you know, was Army Armstrong and Gary Lee, you know, but who else, you know, were some of your favorites, you know, broadcasts?
Man, I really loved watching Penda. You know, I forget what channel it was on, but Penda, man, that was some legit racing back in the day. You know, there were some crashes. But like I said, I mean, I don't know if I really had a favorite per se. It was, you know, I enjoyed just watching monster trucks. It didn't matter who it was. If I seen it, you know, 15 times before, man, I was watching monster trucks. I was a happy little kid.
I bet we all were, because it was like TNN always had all that, you know, Trucks to Tractor Power and Trucking USA and all the like the Motor Trend car fixing shows that somehow seem so easy, but when you do it in real life, it's the most hardest thing in the world. But then you realize, they took basically all day to work on that. So, but still, I mean, you know, you watch that, you finally get to, you know, watch, you know, race. Was there a certain, you know, butterfly moment that you had when you were lined up against someone that you saw when you were watching television?
You know, Dennis, he was always one that you knew he was going to run. You had to run. You may not have a chance, but you know, there was always a chance that he may crash, you know. I don't want to say, you know, any particular competitor, because every competitor I've raced against is, you know, they're just as serious as the next guy. You know, everyone wants to win. But, you know, it's I don't want to say I get butterflies at the line. I always get butterflies.
No, I was more talking about like when you were like a little kid, you watched them run, and then fast forward to you and Hurricane Force, and you're lined up against the guy that you were watching television. That's what I was trying to say. Not like anyone special.
Gotcha.
I was talking about more like your childhood hero or someone that you like to watch that you finally got to be like, all right, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually remember we were in Massachusetts somewhere. and Kyle Doyle was there in Bigfoot, and it was one of his first shows, so Jim Kramer's there. So I'm sitting in my truck, and next thing I know, I hear this loud bang, and I look down, and there's Jim Kramer standing beside my driver's door, and, you want heads or tails? What lane you want? Like, man, I don't care. So he flips the coin, and he goes, all right, you got left lane, but just that little moment there to, like you said, a childhood hero, I guess you can say. You watch him on TV, now you're looking at your monster truck, sitting in it, you're looking down, and there's Jim Kramer standing beside your tire. That was definitely a cool feeling.
Man, it's always like always have people always say like a couple of guys saying always watch the Penna days, and I'm racing in such and such. I'm lined up against Mark Hall and Raminator. That's
right.
That was executioner for him, and it's cool that I have to say you're probably one of the few guys that I know that enjoy the history of the sport, and you know what's going on with it, because there's a lot of people that don't know about it, and it's that's why I enjoy going to the Hall of Fame in general, because you're talking to people that you idolize when you're a kid. I was learning. I was eating Flintstone vitamins. I still do. I'm just kidding. Eating Flintstone vitamins, watching television, and then later on, I'm hanging out with Mike Fodder Sr. inside the trailer, and now I'm very good friends with Mike Wine. There's a lot of I guess come the full circle fruitions that come about. But so we got a few questions if you wanted to answer. And
absolutely.
Nick Miguez said he just wanted to say thanks for coming in, and the majestic beard. One Daniel Smith was asking, what design of Hurricane Force do you like the best? And Hurricane Force would look, I guess, sexy at West Lebanon. I guess that was talking about your old school truck. But
absolutely.
Would you say the best looking one that you have is the current one?
Body wise, I do really like this new one. As far as paint goes, I feel my previous one, with the Hurricane grid on the side of the truck, that kind of hit the head on, as far as the name of the truck. But if we could realistically do kind of a blend of the old school body with that paint scheme on it, I think that would look really cool, but it's hard to say. I really like this new one just because the nostalgic look of it, the old school deal. But then again, like I said, the old body had the scheme to it, so it kind of made sense a little bit more.
Maybe have it all fused together.
Yeah.
So
get a heavy press and just press bodies.
Right on. Yeah. So Mr. Nick Dominguez wanted to ask this question, and the person that we're talking about has some history, Mr. John Seasock's son, Kyle. How did you feel about Kyle cleaning your windshield?
We actually joked about that. We did a mud show, took the windshield out, and like, Kyle, man, this thing is so clean. You can see right there, Then there's other times that's like, what did you clean this with? Did you clean it with a piece of sandpaper and a stone or something you found? It was one of them deals, man. You had to bust them, but that's just how it goes, If we don't make fun of you, we don't like you.
Bubba Keller, Michael Bubba Keller said, love the beard, man. Looks like Forrest Gump.
Say that one more time.
He said, love the beard, man, Steve. Looking like Forrest Gump.
Yeah, we're getting there, we got to working on our running skills. We're not the best at that right now, but we're going to get there.
Kyle actually was asking, how did you like St. Clair, PA?
That was a cool deal. If you're close to that area, man, we went to a mining place, an old coal mine, and went on display there. And this place is huge. You can walk around all day without seeing the same thing. But to be able to go see that, all the off-road trails, the mega trucks come in and go play in the ponds that they have no idea how deep it was. That was a cool thing. It was, if you get the chance, you got some spare time, you got a quad or something like that, go there, hang out. It's a cool place for sure.
Sam Hollander was asking, favorite venue to compete?
Oh man, there's so many. I enjoy going to Anaheim. I like going to Tampa. Tampa's one of the that's the home show. That place is crazy. I don't know if I really have a favorite though. I mean, I enjoy pretty much everywhere I go. It's a dream come true. I wanted to do this as a kid and just be able to go do it. It's awesome. So I don't really know if I have a favorite place per se.
I was about to say you traveled all over the country in Canada, and I think you went to Mexico, and we have another one. Levi Schoen said, "Ain't nothing like trying to close a trailer before a thunderstorm rose in Anaheim, in all places."
Yeah.
Story about some thunderstorms.
It can go from 80 degrees and sunshine out there. And next thing you know, the storm clouds are coming in. So it was definitely fun. We're trying to thrash and get everything into the trailer as soon as we can, so we're not getting soaking wet. And you know how it goes. It's part of the road life. It's fun, but
right.
It's a pain.
Yep. Any Chris Nickelbacker, Kyle, my bad, not Chris. Kyle, my bad. Any drivers you like to race against? So any drivers you would want to race with? Oh, not for chicken and
Can
fish.
you say it one more time? You're breaking up.
I'm sorry. Any drivers you want to race with?
There's some old school drivers. I'd love to race Mike Wine. I would like to go race Andy Brass. Man, there's just the old school guys, I want to go their style racing. I'm going to go old school Penda. I want to be able to line up and have that
Oh, we lost him again.
Speak of which, I got to use the restroom.
Okay. All right. Cheech is gone. Steve is gone. It's just me.
Back.
All right. You're back. Cheech is in the bathroom. So.
All good. But, it's just any old school guy.
Speaking of that same vein, what truck would you like to drive? You mentioned the Dodge Barefoot earlier, Wildfoot. What truck would you love to drive? And what kind of track?
I've always wanted to drive Bigfoot 4. I don't know why. That thing just looked mean. It looked fun, but it would definitely have to be one of them high speed ramps, like a Penda style track, where you're not getting huge air, 'cause, you ain't got the best suspension under it. But it's just, I don't know. I'd like to drive any truck though, to be able to drive, from Evolution 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Now I would just love to drive any of them trucks just to see how they reacted compared to today.
Now, what version of Bigfoot 4? Are we talking like original days Bigfoot 4? Or are we talking about Bigfoot 4 coming from behind to be Carolina Crusher Bigfoot 4?
The old school, the just paint it coming out of the shop going. That's the one I love to drive,
Yeah. Did you ever want to drive USA 1?
I have, I actually we did a show up that way, and we actually went to his shop, and just to be able to walk in there and see USA 1, number 1 and number 2 sitting there side by side, having the old race hauler parked in the garage, man, that was like walking into a time machine. It was really cool, be able to speak to Everett. He's one of the most incredible people you talk to. Nice guy. He'll sit there and listen to you. You can, he'll sit there and talk with you all day long. But yeah, I mean, that's that truck there, man. Be able to watch some of them crashes it's taken and be able to look at it and still see some of the repair marks in it. That was cool.
We got one gentleman named Wayne. I ain't pronouncing your last name. So his favorite track would be straight line drags, or would it be many other types of? Okay, wait a minute here. What's your favorite type? What's your favorite style track? Would it be straight line, or would it be any other kind of the new tracks that are going on at Monster Jam?
I do enjoy straight line racing. It's not just to punch it and go. There's definitely some technique to it, but I really enjoy doing the, I believe they called it the South California racing, where you started up on the pod and did your turns and stuff like that. That was always cool, because you had no idea where that guy is. You're racing against until you're coming to that last turn. You see him, and it's hammered down. Vegas, that's another fun one. It's an actually like an 8-foot drop, I believe it was, from the starting line to actually when you're entering the stadium. So it's pretty tricky through there, but at the same time, you got to be wide open and just ready for whatever happens.
Got a question from Levi, and he mentioned this earlier. I guess it might be an inside joke, but he says, when you stand up, where does your lap go?
I'm not too sure. We're still working on that. We got some guys working on that from NASA.
Oh, Levi.
And then, whatever. So let's wonder about this. What was the story behind the name Apples?
That's kind of behind the closed curtain story. We'll do the short version of it, and that would be, I pretty much asked someone, how do you like them apples? And everyone thought that was hilarious, and it just stuck.
That's how Apples was created.
That's how apples come along.
Okay, then I'll ask this for Cheech. How did you get the nickname Cheech?
It's an enclosed topic. I can't say during the show, and no, I'll tell it. It's nothing to do with the name. If anyone knows the comedy group, Cheech and Chong, Cheech Marin, and Tommy Chong, they're a comedy group back in the 70s, actually late 60s, the 70s, and they topic was drugs, weed, rock and roll, sex, drugs, all that come to fruition. So I didn't know that I'd be wearing clothing like Cheech would, but I had the hat when I was in middle school. Had the hat on, going to school and stuff like that, and a bunch of 8th graders come over and say, "Hey, look, it's Cheech and Chong," and I was getting ticked because I didn't. That's not my name. My name's Dan. Well, I'm like 5th grade, getting ticked off. So I asked my dad, who are they? And they're like a comedy group, but they're 2 different people. And they're not one. So I told the guys, I was like, you got to pick one or the other. They're 2 different guys, and I'll stick to whatever you guys do, and I'll go with the flow. I don't care. And the guys are like, Cheech. And somehow or some way, it's stuck. Yeah.
Believe it or not, though, here's an interesting fact about Tommy Chong. He's actually born in Edmonton. So we, as Canadians, take claim to Tommy Chong. So, yes.
So we got to fix something with you, Brad, is lack of facial hair and lack of a nickname.
Hey, I have the Monster Truck Canucker, which I kind of made up.
You created it yourself, but no one else called you that.
How about Babyface?
Yeah.
No.
Like a baby's butt.
I got some facial hair.
Mm.
We'll figure out something. So, let's talk about, because I see a couple trophies behind you with Monster Truck Throwdown. You guys ran with them a lot and had the throwdown for backflip. Talk about, running with Elliot and that gang, because that's a motley crew of people. You got Matt Looker, you got so many people involved with Throwdown. So talk about running with them for a little bit there.
They're a fun group to run with. I really enjoy it. It's always fun. You can be having a horrible day, and one of them guys is bound to bring a smile to your face. It's more, I want to say more laid back, more relaxing, but at the same time, he brings in the heavy hitters. He's got Kohler's trucks there. He's got Winch and Batch. He's got Garner, Gordon, all these guys that run just as hard as, and Monster Jam to these guys, you got your work cut out. You can't just go out there and jump these cars here and sign some autographs and call it good. You're running for Monster Jam in a sense. You got the big ramps. You got to hit them hard. You got to get the wow moments, and it's a fun tour. They're fun guys, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. That's for sure.
So how did the works come about with this backflip?
Honestly, I don't know. It was one of them deals. We ran Hurricane Force the weekend before, and somehow, some way, this is what Elliot wanted to do. So he talked to Tim, and they agreed on a number. And next thing I know, we're putting this black body on my truck and putting Throwdown for What on the side, which was pretty cool. Then you got to go out there and do a backflip. And this is 2014. Backflips haven't been going on that long, so it was still a big thing. It was cool. And I get to the track and they bring me out to the ramp. We're checking it out. And you look at this thing, it's like, man, this is going to shoot me straight in the air and we're going to come down. This truck's going to be trash, you know? But it was a cool deal. You know, that was my only job there per se, was go out there and backflip this truck, make sure it backflips. You know, he didn't care if it went upside down afterwards, but make sure this truck does a complete backflip and lands, you know, at least on 4 tires, or if you can, you know, land it, go freestyle, go, you know, have fun with it. You know, we went out first night, nervous, man. I was so nervous 'cause, you know, there's so much going through your head. You know, it's like I said, you're looking at this ramp that's just enormous in front of you. It's in your head. It's not going to work. But you know, it's one of them deals. You know, I was calling Scott Buteau. I was calling all kinds of guys that was doing backflips, Jimmy Cretin, and getting their intake on how they do it. You know, so I kind of put it all together, went out there, and you know, this is what we come up with. So I went out, did exactly what I wanted to do, and unfortunately, we did do the backflip, but we didn't land on all 4. But you know, it happens. You know, you can't land them all. But it was a cool deal. You know, like I said, it was definitely another way to get your name out there. You know, you're the guy backflipping here, so it was cool to do that. And hats off to Elliot for coming up with it. Yeah.
So one thing I kind of wanted to bring up, I was watching some stuff Back John Productions YouTube page, and the kind of tribute they did to your brother. I kind of wanted to bring that up and talk about how that kind of came about, because, you know, you had a bunch of teams come and bring their trucks. Talk about kind of how that kind of went.
Like I said, you know, I only live maybe a quarter mile from Mike Vodder's shop, so I always hang out there. You know, my brother was always hanging out there. And it was one of them deals, you know, my dad wanted to do a little memorial benefit thing for Michael, you know, have all his friends come by, you know, family, whatnot. Let's celebrate his life. Let's have a couple drinks. Let's have a barbecue. You're going to have a good time today, you know? And I got, you know, and obviously I invited Botters down and a bunch of other people. And, you know, next thing I know, Mike had this idea, you know, what do you think about bringing a couple trucks up that your brother's worked on? Like, cool, you know, I like that idea. So, you know, at first it was only maybe 3-4 trucks. Mente, you know, he loved the idea. So there's 2 more trucks. Next thing I know, you know, it's the day of the event, and I go up to Vodder's, you know, we sneak up there, and my parents had no idea the monster trucks were coming, you know, so it was kind of our little surprise for them, you know, as far as everyone else. And I get up there to the farm, and I'm looking around, and there's like 12 trucks here. Like, this is insane, you know, this is crazy, but you know, it shows you how much support and how much people loved Mike, you know, how much he was loved. And, you know, we brought the trucks down, snuck them. I don't want to say snuck them, so you can't sneak a monster truck, but, you know, we come in the lane here, and it's a good long driveway here. So, you know, as the trucks are coming in, there's trucks coming around the corner here, and you can hear them just wide open up the driveway. And man, the reaction from my mom and dad and my family, just everyone, man, it was incredible feeling. You know, they get to see, you know, almost every truck here Mike has worked on somehow, some way, you know, from fiberglass repair to painting it to, you know, crewing on the truck or driving the truck, whatever it may have been. And man, it was definitely incredible. It was a cool thing. You know, I'm actually getting goosebumps thinking about it, but yeah, it just shows, you know, it's, you may not think you mean nothing, but to someone you mean something.
Right on. Yeah. It was cool. Just the parade, whoever did the video, the trucks going on the parade with, you know, coming out of that, I think the driveway.
Yep. Coming out of Mike's driveway and down the road and then to my parents' driveway.
I was like, man, that was a cool video.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
It was definitely a moving moment, you know. It was cool.
So what's new with you, Steve, and what's going on with any fruition, any new, you know, any shows coming up, or with Tim?
You know, as of now, you know, we're pretty much all sitting dead in the water. You know, there's not much going on. What there is, you know, was on the books. You know, it's the shows, you know, the counties or whatever it may be is getting cold feet and they're pulling out. You know, they don't know what's going on, just as, you know, just like us. We have no idea. So as of right now, there's nothing going on. You know, so like I said, I'm working 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day, and you know, just paying the bills that way. But we're definitely looking around. We're trying to find work. There's some shows I do want to do. If I have to fly out and do them, that's what we got to do. But like I said, I mean, right now there's nothing going on, so we're just kind of sitting in limbo. Got some work to do on the trucks, a little bit of maintenance wise, but other than that, there's not much going on. We're just kind of picking at our hobbies, things we didn't be able to do racing 24/7, so you can see behind me, I got my brother's 3-wheeler there torn apart. We're actually restoring it for him, a little thing for him. I got old school trucks out here in the driveway and want to put some rear steer in one of them, jack it up a little bit more, get the other truck on the street. And we got all kinds of projects, but it's one of them things where it's getting cold and you can only do so much.
So we got a comment here from Tina Smith. I don't know if Cheech has mentioned this one or not, but says, Steve, Scotty hopes to see you soon and be able to bring you some pepperoni rolls in the future. Maybe we can deliver to you in Hagerstown at the shop before Christmas. And this is for Scotty. Oh, nothing.
Yep, that's Scotty, man. He's a good dude. It's always fun to see him, But for sure, we definitely need to get together if we come out that way, or you guys are welcome here to the shop either way, come on out. And it's always fun to see our fans that we get to see, every weekend. In this case, we're not. So it's a little bit of change of pace. It brings a smile to your face to see that, you still have fans that are almost friends, or you do consider them friends. But, for sure, we definitely need to get together.
I'll tell you what, Scotty, a fellow West Virginian, I saw you a couple weeks ago as the Mountaineers top fan. So Scotty, that was pretty cool to see that, bud. Let's go Mountaineers. Gotta go there. Graduated 2010. So yeah, buddy. That was pretty cool to see.
Absolutely.
Cheech, I think it's time for the typical questions, and this is
sponsored by. You started this, Brad.
You say it. I'm not saying it.
I am, but you're the one that does. Anyway, I've been getting Snapchat pictures. I've been getting Instagram tags. I've been getting Facebook tags. So has Brad. I've been getting text messages of a certain type of drink that he has to drink on Tuesday, the Tuesday before Christmas. So pretty much a month a month from now. And I know dang well, all right, it'll
be December 22nd.
Well, not that. We're gonna figure a way to it's eggnog. Do you like eggnog?
Do I? No. That's
okay. That answers that question.
Suck it, Norman Brothers.
Anyway, couple things I'm gonna say here. If anyone wants to help out on transferring a gallon of eggnog to this guy right here, so he has to drink it within an hour.
Oof.
Because he ran his mouth during a certain hockey playoff that his team lost. So he went ahead and thought his team was going to win hard, and he lost. So now he has to lay in the grave that he made, and now he has to drink that. He has to drink a gallon of eggnog within an hour. If he does, he has to. I have to get him this brand new Metallica album with the San Francisco Symphony Orchestra. It's a pretty cool vinyl. I'm not gonna lie, but if he throws up,
which I won't,
I may go up the ante here. And he's not going to even wear the hockey uniform. I'm not even going to give him the hockey T-shirt. I'll figure it out. But
so you're not going to subject me to the pain of wearing a Matthew Tkachuk Calgary Flames jersey, who's a little punk who got knocked out by Zach Kassian, the strongest Edmonton Oiler there ever has been. You're not going to put me through the hell of wearing his jersey.
No, because I have to pay for both of them.
Thank God.
And I know how much that Metallica album is, and that's basically donating my first kid. So, you, sir, have to Facebook Live yourself, going to, what's your version of, around here it's like Dick's Sporting Goods. What's your,
Tire up there.
Yeah, Canadian Tire, or we have a place called Ernie's Sports Experts, a place like that.
So you have to go there, Facebook Live, buy a T-shirt of that hockey player. But after you buy it, you got to stop, take it off, put it on, and walk around the mall for a good 15 minutes.
Okay. I just know that you're wrong, that I'm going to win.
A gallon of eggnog in an hour.
I just want to say I've tried the gallon of milk in an hour, and that was pretty brutal. So I can only imagine what eggnog's going to be.
See, all you have to do is pace yourself. You have to pace yourself.
It's not the pace. You can get it down, but it's the weight of it laying on your stomach. That's what gets you.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to be a little bitch about it. I'm not going to punk out of this. I'm going to do it. Everybody will watch me either fail.
By the way, if you punk out in cold feet, you are 3 weeks removed from the podcast.
Wait, no, that is not fair.
I think that's fair because you went up and you placed a bet, you dug it, you betted on Mr. Brandon Culpepper, which is in one of our next questions. Mr. Mike Hedman, hope he's doing well. He had surgery.
Yes.
And a couple others that you said you do. So you can't back out of it, or you have 3 weeks of suspension.
I'm not backing out.
I'm just shutting all the doors on you. You got to do it. It's gonna be entertainment.
Hey, mama ain't raised no bitch.
Wow, say that clearer. Anyway, yeah. See, everyone's saying it seems fair to me. Everyone's saying it seems a fair move.
Doubt me now, everybody. I'm doing
all
this.
right, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna while you're doing chug. I'm gonna set up. If Steve, you want to come in during the program, you're more than welcome to.
You know what? Just to prove us serious, there's about this much Mountain Dew left in here.
Mountain Dew's is different than any 12-year-old can chug Mountain Dew. I mean, you should chug that much beer. That'd be pretty cool. Like maybe a beer bong. Yeah. How about this, Steven? How about if you use the beer bong on eggnog?
Oh God, that'd be hell. That'd be hell. That'd be rough. Okay. So the next question.
That's what you need to do.
No, that's what you need. Yeah. Use a beer bong.
I'll send up a tranny funnel.
Okay, Kyle. Why do you want to replace me? Why do you want to replace the Canadian? Come on.
Replace someone else. Oh my God.
Well, you guys are being mean. What did I do to you guys?
This is what
I see how it is. I see how it is. I'm Canadian. That's why.
You don't have facial hair? Okay. I mean, we got the rules. It's going to be a performance of the lifetime, Brad. And then it's going to be backed up. It's going to be, we're going to have some guest people. And we're gonna have cheering you on, or bashing you, or giving you love.
Okay, how about this? If I fail, I have to do an episode while I'm high. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that.
That sounds like a win for you. If you fail, you got to go to the mall, buy that jersey. Oh, by the way, while you're walking around, you have to say "Go Flames."
That's gonna get me lynched here, dude.
This is a whole country.
Okay, so we'll post more details of the eggnog crap.
Even Levi with the support. Mountain Dew ain't gonna help with the practicing of eggnog.
Hey, Mountain Dew is delicious.
What you need to do is might as well start chugging straight Jack Daniels, and at least get used to at least getting a little numb feeling.
Okay. You know what? This might get me hated. Jack Daniels is trash.
All right, we're done with you. Anyway.
I'm sorry, Crown Royal's better.
No, it's not. Jack's better.
Okay,
Jack is better. Okay, let's go poll here. I will put a poll on Facebook. Steve, you're along for the ride. I'm sorry, bud.
That'll work.
But we're gonna go with this. Jack Daniels, Crown Royal. We're gonna put a poll up. We'll go from there. So we'll maybe doing a bet now. Now you entered my domain there, Brad.
I just don't like Jack Daniels. It tastes like rubbing alcohol to me. It has no flavor.
You ever drank rubbing alcohol? I haven't. I know it doesn't taste like Jack.
On accident.
Well, Jack has a nice smooth taste. Crown has a little bit of a spike aftertaste. And then Jim Beam has a nice little flaming aftertaste on it with Kentucky
Why?
whiskey.
Okay, why does everybody want to replace me? Nathan, Kyle, like, why you guys want to replace me? Like, what?
It's a
did I
sign,
do?
Brad.
What did I do?
There's a lot of things.
Oh man.
That's between you guys. I'm not part of this. But anyway, the next question I'm gonna ask is Mr. Brandon Culpepper, Senior from New York, was asking about what's your favorite pie?
I don't know there. How do you say pumpkin or apple?
Pumpkin and apple are number 1 and number 2, so you're okay in my book.
Yeah, really good.
This is a personal question of mine, and I think it's pretty cool always to ask. But what was the coolest thing that you ever crushed?
I'd say either a airplane, a little Cessna airplane, or I remember there was a hearse.
Can you tell a story about that?
I think we were in South Carolina somewhere, and they had a limo in there. They had a hearse, and the limo actually kind of folded down pretty quick. So I went out and hit the hearse, and that's like hitting a brick wall. Those things do not give. They're stout. But it was, like I said, it was just a little arena show. So it was one of them things it's kind of odd to see that because I've never seen one at any show really. But then we did another show up in New York. I forget the speedway. We've done so many speedways and whatnot. But Middletown, New York. They've done a lot of old school racing there and whatnot. But we went up there for it was a little freestyle thing. Went out and there was like 5 trucks there. We all went out and did a little freestyle. And the next day we come back in and they got a little Cessna airplane sitting out there, and people were kind of jumping over it, clearing it. So I tried to hit it a little bit of an angle and make it clip it, and we clipped it, knocked it down off the stand they had for it. But that same thing, those things are actually pretty tough. You feel the impact before you feel the crunch. But it's other than that, it's your typical thing. You got your boats, you got your buses, your vans, cars, obviously. Other than that, that's not too, nothing too crazy.
All right, here's a question that I'm going to start asking people. Sky wheelie or slap wheelie? What do you prefer?
My truck's really not a slap wheelie truck, so I'd have to say sky wheelie.
Okay.
Okay, here's a question. Do you think Brad's going to succeed or fail?
I'm going to say fail.
Oh.
It's not because I have a beard. It's just because it's eggnog.
No, it's the beard thing. The beard gives people magic powers, and I just don't have that.
No, that means you're not that quiet of a man yet, Brad.
Hey, some of us are late bloomers, okay? It doesn't help the fact that I'm almost 30 years old. Yeah, I make fun of myself. So what? You got to have fun with it. A lot of the
Now you're going all serious, Brad. Get that serious stuff out of the way. Don't be talking about that serious stuff. We all know you're making fun of yourself. It's okay. Hey,
you got to have fun with life.
Brad, you're always like an NBC moment. Anyway, the more you know. Dun, dun, dun.
Levi just put it perfectly. World against Brad.
No, it's just U.S. against Brad.
Oh, geez. So, is there anything you'd like to say to the people that have supported your career, the longtime fans? What would you want to say to them?
Time.
What?
His dad had a question. Steve, your dad's on, and he wants to ask you.
Oh,
stop it! How old were you when you first got air in a truck?
I think I was 8. We live on a farm here. It's pretty decent size, and back in the woods there, we had a little camp area, and to get there, obviously, there's only one way out, and that's a pickup. You can't really take a car through there because of rock breaks and whatnot. And I was actually driving my dad's truck, and my brother Mike was sitting in the back, and in the bed, and I think my other cousin was back here, and I wanted to go through the mud fast, Obviously, to have mud, there's got to be some kind of a hole there. And we hit the hole pretty good. And I watched my brother come out of the bed pretty much above the cab and slam back down. And he's laughing his butt off. So I thought it was all good. And, it was all fun and games. And then Dad found out. Wasn't so fun then, I can tell you that.
It's always fun and games until the dad finds
Yeah.
out. Then it's just like run.
Yep.
Nathan Smith asked, was there ever a jump at a show you were intimidated to hit?
No, not really. You mean if it looks intimidating, obviously you don't hit it this hard the first time. If it feels like it lands great, hit it harder. But there's really nothing that was, obviously the backflip ramp, that's intimidating every time you go for it. But other than that, I mean, it's, you jump one hill, you jump them all. There's really no difference.
Your story just reminded me of a incident from my childhood that made my dad pissed off at me. I'll just quickly say it here. So I was about 3 years old, and we were living in Prince George, BC. We were about to move here to Alberta, and my dad had an old 80s Monte Carlo, getting the motor tuned up, hands by the carburetor, messing with something. And here comes little 3-year-old Brad, just, I climb into the driver's seat and, being a gearhead, even at 3 years old, I knew where the gas pedal was. The car was, turned on and idling. I grabbed the steering wheel under it and with all my might put my foot down on the throttle, and my dad loses his mind, rips me out of the car. He's more concerned about the car than me.
He's trying to tune up the old Red Dragon, that's all.
Mm-hmm. Kyle Seasock wants to know, who's your favorite Seasock? We all know it's JR.
Yeah. I don't know if I got a favorite. I've
or John. He said, "Who's your favorite Seasock?" So we can say John.
Yeah, no, they're all good guys. I can't say that I have a favorite, honestly.
Nathan's thinking a joke for Brad. He said, "Was it a hockey barrier, Brad?" I don't think it happened when he was 3 years old, but Kyle said, "I was going to say my daughter."
Yeah, she's a good one too. She don't really cause too much trouble yet.
Key word, yet. You just became a dad, correct?
Yep, he's actually he'll be actually 19 or 18 months in December 2nd, so he's still pretty little there, but it was tough. I was on the road for the first 5-6 months of his life. I didn't get to see him other than pictures and FaceTime. It's another good thing about this COVID thing. You get to spend time home and get to watch the kids grow and become ornery. And, he's not far off me and my brother. That's for sure. He'll look at you right in the eye after you tell him no, and he'll do it just to see what happens. He's a little badass, but it's fun.
Well, Cheech, anything else, man?
Any rental car stories? Clean?
Not really. We've gotten some rental cars, but we've always had to pay for them. So we never had too much fun. I did find out though, if you get a town and country, you can shift it manually and get it stuck between first and second, and rev the crap out of it and dump it in second. It blows the tires off.
Nice.
I figured that out once.
Nice. It looks like people are starting. Looks like we found a nickname for you, Brad. And so we have now cut off. You still got to work on your facial hair, but now you have your new nickname, and it looks like we're gonna call you Babyface.
I like Babyface.
Yeah, there was a good singer back in the day. Everybody knows it but me. Any scooter stories? The Lime scooters you guys are talking about, right?
Yeah.
The Lime ones?
Well, we met a gentleman out in California, and he bought the Lime ones when they were, out of commission, and he went through and rebuilt them, made them faster, and that's what we needed, faster. And we were in Dallas, I believe, after the show, and John Gordon, a couple of the dish room guys, myself, Swanson, there's like 20 of these things on our tour. So we're out riding around, and we're cruising. They're going like 20, 25, and I think I was racing John. We're coming up for the lead, and it was like someone just reached over and hit my front brake. Next thing I know, I'm flying through the air and come down and skin my hand all up. My ribs are all busted up, and we kind of played nicely, I guess you can say, for the next week. And then we go to El Paso, and I'm hanging back watching the other guys haul, and next thing I know, I watch Richie Yates hit something, and he's going flying through the air. Scooter's going one way, he's going the other, and it was fun. But I'm glad we don't own them things. That is for sure.
Those things are dangerous. It seems.
If anyone doesn't know what the Lime Company is a lot of like the college towns or big cities. It's a kind of a rental form of transportation. They have scooters on the basically on the road pretty much. You get the app on your phone. Hopefully nothing was appearing. App on your phone, and you basically take a picture of it. You turn it on. It charges you by a certain amount of money by the hour, and you ride around in a whatever charged scooter around the city. And it's an awesome way of going around. Jeffrey said that one of my scooters broke.
I can imagine. We only had about 175 miles on them things, If Jeffrey, we would actually wake up and Jeffrey be gone, and where'd he go? And text him, I'm on my scooter looking for a Dunkin' Donuts, and man, he'd be going for an hour and a half and come back with a Dunkin' Donuts, but he got the job done.
Right
Okay,
on, right down.
You mentioned Dunkin' Donuts. I gotta say it. I haven't asked him about Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons.
I'd have to say Timmy Ho.
Yes, that's another one for us in Canada. Even though I will say Dunkin' Donuts snack bacon is oh my god. I want that again.
That question is the only competition is to yourself. I have nothing against. I like Dunkin' and I like Timmy's.
But some people are loyal though. Who
in this room is loyal?
That's
You're
true.
the only one that's loyal to Tim Hortons. I will eat anything that is a Dunkin' Donut. A Krispy Kreme. Let's throw in Krispy Kreme because Krispy Kreme's pretty good too. Have you ever seen those?
I've never had Krispy Kreme, so I can't say.
Oh, when the sign's on.
Next time you come down to the States, you need to go to one of them.
Yes. Krispy Kreme dough. And definitely go when the red light sign's on.
Yeah.
I know in Canada that means a different story, but here in America it means a hot donut.
Oh,
Okay.
you can watch them come right off the bell.
Yep. I know you guys in Canada, the red light means something else, but I mean, we'll be all right. Especially in Montreal. Am I the only one that got that joke? Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you don't act cool, Brad. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
We've all been to Montreal.
Huh?
I haven't.
You've never been to Montreal? It's in your own country.
No, but we're way too far. Yeah. I'm on the redneck side of Canada. I'm on the good side of Canada. They're on the bad side of Canada.
See, listen here. See, Steve, it's like he has to deal with America as a whole. Then he has to deal with one half of Canada because one half of Canada doesn't like Brad.
Yeah.
Well, not one half, like a corner of it.
Yeah.
Right.
The eastern corner.
I'm in a bad spot, I guess. I don't know.
The eastern corner. But then again, isn't like the eastern corner of Canada hate everyone in Canada anyway?
Kind of, sort of. Like if you think like of Canada as voting wise, we're redneck, they're liberal, so you can figure that out.
No, I'm talking about like the French Canadian area.
Oh yeah, Quebec hates everybody else in Canada. Quebec wants to separate. They hate themselves, but they give it to us with the wonderful thing that is poutine. So
that is true. That is
yes.
That's the only reason to go to Canada.
I remember. We hung out in Canada, Steve. That little mini tour. We had Bangor, Maine, and Nova Scotia.
Halifax. Yep.
Yeah, Halifax.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's a cool place. Man, that seems like a drive that never ends.
Okay, next time you guys are ever doing a show in Halifax, please go to a place called King of Donair and get a Donair. You will not be mad. Like, it is one of the greatest things that East Coast of Canada has ever made.
Is a Donair like an apple?
No, so a Donair is kind of like a pita wrap or whatever. It's got like spiced beef, like a sweet sauce made with condensed milk, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, cheese. It is like the greatest 3 a.m. drunk food in the world.
Better than a slice of pizza?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
10 times better. You guys will like it. But, we've gone on a tangent here. None
of us have a curfew except for Brad. So, Brad, you can leave me and talk all day long.
Oh, man. But, thank you, Steve, for coming on. It was awesome having you on. I also want to say, even though I haven't done anything with it in a while, which I want to, thank you for supporting Crush the Stigma when we came out with the decals and everything like that. Thank you for supporting that. That was something very on my heart. It still is to this day. So I wanted to quickly thank you and your family for, supporting that as well, which meant a lot to myself.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Thanks, you guys, for having me on, and thank you, Brad, for coming up with that and making the stickers for Mike. And there's so many out here, and like you said, man, people like you make you really realize how many people truly care for a certain person, and they may not see it, but everyone else sees it. It's a shitty thing, but at the same time, you can only make it better. You can make this. I don't want to say a disease, but you can make it better. You can make it aware and help someone else.
Who's the person behind you?
It's probably my oldest son.
Oh,
So
hi.
He's a little show off, yeah.
Richie said hi, by the way.
Hey, Richie.
But man, thank you. It was a good time to have you on. I think Thursday we were gonna have Eddie Como, but it's Thanksgiving in America, so we're gonna probably I don't know if Brad's gonna do anything.
No,
But
I'll probably come on here and maybe do a watch along or something. I apologize for not doing anything last week, guys. On Thursday, my back was just screwed up. I don't know what was going on with it, but my back was screwed up.
The muscle while having a good time.
But I'll probably come on, see if I can possibly get somebody on with me. Maybe do a watch along. Who knows? I'll figure out something.
But for myself, I'm gonna be in Massachusetts anyway. But still, it's Thanksgiving. So if you guys have anything going on, watch Brad. Maybe do Among Us or some other game or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, you're more than welcome to go that. But next Tuesday, we're gonna go and have a little chat with Mr. Lenny Kilner. He drove Prowler for Alan Pizzo. Worked with him Predator and the Predator ride truck, but he was mostly popular driving the Prowler monster truck for Alan Pizzo before he retired a couple of years back. So we're going to catch up with him and see what's up. And then that following Thursday, I believe we're going to talk to Eddie. I got to double check, but we're booked the next couple of weeks, so that's a cool thing. And got to make some phone calls tomorrow. A certain tropical thunder guy down in Florida could be a guest. So we'll go ahead and do that too. But yeah, man, I'm good to go. Thank you for everyone. Thank you to our sponsors, High Octane Coffee, Joey Sylvester. Take a look at his stuff. His product is pretty top notch. Also, go ahead and take a look at his Outlaw Monster Truck series. He's looking at new places to go to. I'll go with JB Scale Graphics. They do decals for your RC trucks. Bigfoot, Obsessed, maybe Hurricane Force. I don't know. Against the Grain, stuff like that. For your 10 scale RCs. I know Lucy just came out with the Monster. Hey, what's up, Scott? Denver Bronco fan. I'm gonna say hi. He went to my church over here in Wellsburg, West Virginia. WV, what's going on, West Virginia? Hey. Anyway, take a look at his stuff. J Concepts. Fred and Jason, go ahead and take a look at their stuff. They're doing some old school monster truck stuff with the regulator and stuff like that. Bat Channel Productions, Nick Davis. He's the one that filmed Steve, your brother's celebration of life. I guess that you could say that, right? Yeah. He also did the Renegade Tour. Some of the four-wheel drive jamborees and other shows like in Harrisburg, maybe in Hagerstown, stuff like that. 6B Apparel. This right here, it's a legit crew shirt. A couple people have bought crew shirts. Go ahead and they're $100 a pop. Going to talk to Chris from Chris 6B here soon. We're going to talk about he made an ad for these crew shirts so people can go after them. We got this one and the old school logo. Old school logos on a lot of the trucks that I have. They've been printing out here soon. So go ahead. They're $100 a pop. Contact me or Brad. A couple people have already posted some stuff about the crew shirt. It's the real deal. So it's pretty cool to have. Marty Garza's Monster Truck Technology book. Hey, Steve, have you took a look at that book yet?
I have. I actually bought it, and I called myself a monster truck fan until I read that book. I learned so much. The evolution of everything. That is one of the best books I've ever read. It's incredible work by Marty and his team, and just the research they've done. Hats off to them guys. If you get the chance, make sure you get that book.
There we go. Shout out promo Marty, $50. Anyway, no, Marty, much love, Marty. Great book, like Steve said. It's I have looked at it a little bit. I really want to. I looked at when Marty had it a year back when they did the MTRA meetings and stuff. And tell you what, you learned so many new things. You thought, like you said, if you thought about monster trucks, read that book. You'll probably get more information than what you need.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then last but not least, Bradley Shaw, giving designs. There we go. What can you say? Yeah, a good year this year, Brad.
Yep.
Once again, you did stuff for Renegade Products. You never really, you did your interview, but still, I don't think the question was really asked about how was it finally seeing product that you made come to fruition and come to life?
Dude, like seeing like pictures and stuff doesn't do it justice. Being able to see a lot of the hard work and just years of sitting in front, I know it sounds stupid sitting in front of a computer, but it made it all worth it, and I'm so thankful to Zane and everybody for bringing me down for that whole event. And hopefully next year brings more designs. I'm working hard every day, whenever I get the time between my day job and everything to work on stuff for Zane right now and some other people. So thank you for everybody for the love and support for what I'm doing. And, it means a lot to me. It helps me out right now. And yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, everybody.
What's the best way to contact you?
My email, bradshawdesign01@gmail.com, or just on my Facebook page, Bradley Shaw Designs. I can't afford the website right now, so it's down right now. But once finances are back up, I'll be able to afford the website and my business email. So just thank you guys for all the love and support. And yeah.
And one more I have to say before we get off here. This Thursday is the final cut for the Dream Chopper build that Kurt Kramer, the teammate of mine, driver of Raymunition and driver of the Hot Seat Monster Jam, Monster Truck, Hall Brothers Truck, what is the status quo now on naming a truck. If you guys can vote once every 24 hours. Also, if you guys want to pay for a vote, it is helping the donation of the Hudson Valley SPCA, a nonprofit organization. They basically, it's dedicated to rescuing animals, also for seeking homes. This is an area where they will find a home for the animals. They will not put it down or put them to sleep or, do whatever they do. But this area, they keep them until they find a home. So Kurt, if he finishes out Thursday in his number one group spot, makes it to the quarterfinals against the other number one group spots to win. So we have the link on the Crush This page. Go ahead, click on it, vote. They recognize you through the Facebook thing. If you don't have Facebook, they recognize you through email. So if you guys can, that'd be much helpful. Thank you for all the people in the community, in the social media and everything like that for their help. It's really been pretty cool that he's been doing this. So the way it goes is he's using this if he wins to make this more of a marketing tool than anything else. So if you got, and the cool thing is if he's there and we're at a display outside seeing a Hall Brothers truck, you're going to be able to see this motorcycle. So, how cool is that? You know what I mean? You get to see both the worlds and all that. So once again, go to the Crush This page or go to where I just got kicked out. Go to the page here on Crush This, or go to dreamchopper.com/2020/Kurt Kramer, KRAEHMER, to place your vote. So it's a 2-for-1 tear. So every one vote equals 2 votes. So that's pretty much it for my book. Once again, Steve, got interrupted a little bit by my questions, but the question that Brad was talking about was, there's anything before we leave you want to give a shout out or say anything to your fans?
For sure. I just want to say thank you to all the guys that support us. Everyone back here in the shop, it helps us out. Makes us get up and down the road. Kyle, Jeff, all you guys, Richie. I'm not the team. There's multiple people here in this team. So thank you guys. Thank you to all our fans out there that support us, to make us, have a bad day, to turn that bad day into a good day by seeing a sign, or, just coming up saying thank you for what you do. Thank you guys so much. And we look forward to getting in front of you in 2021, and hopefully to make some noise with you.
All right, guys, that is it for Crush This Live. Again, huge thank you to Steve Thompson for coming on. This Thursday, I'll probably be going live doing something, maybe just play some rigs and rods. Who knows what we'll be doing next week. Cheech, we have Lenny Kilder coming on. And who else did you say we have coming on next week as well?
Eddie Como.
So
Canadian.
Our fellow Canadian. So finally a Canadian episode, which is going to be awesome.
He has a beard.
He has a majestic beard.
Yeah.
Must be the East Coast of Canada.
Just rub it in. Just rub it in, okay?
They have stuff that can rub it in to help you grow.
But again, guys, thank you for all the love and support that you show us. We've been doing this for 6 years now, and you guys drive us to create awesome content. Also, a huge thank you to Cheech. Cheech, I always mentioned, is a driving force behind this podcast. I'm just the producer. That's all I.
Yeah, but you make these really cool backgrounds. You make the video and stuff like that. But it works apart.
But Cheech gets the guests, so Cheech is a huge part of the podcast as well. So I want to give him a bit of love there. But as you always say with the podcast, everybody, keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up. Peace.